This is the story about a poor box and the beautiful knife that goes with it. Hello, everybody. Hope y'all are doing good out there today. So this is going to be kind of interesting here. I have a few different pawn shops and flea markets and stuff that I'll go out and look for certain knives off and on. And I'm all the time looking for deals. And just, you never know what you're going to find. Well, this particular knife here was at a local pawn shop, and it's probably been there it may have been there a full year. I'm not exactly sure, but it's been there a long time. Every time I look at it, I think to myself, why, that is a neat knife. But I don't know. And the reason is simply because the price that was on it. The price was a little high. But nevertheless, it's been there quite a while, and I'm real good friends with the guy that runs the place, and I've repaired a few knives for him. You remember that one knife, some of y'all will remember. It's that 6347, that one from 1965 to 1969 where the tip was broken off, had like a brown handle on it, or an amber handle. I reprofiled the tip, cleaned and sharpened that knife up, and that's also the knife I used to do the comparison between the new case knife versus the old on the 6347 Stockmans. And that knife right there, I had cleaned up for him and so on, and I'd done a few other things for him. And so when I saw this one today, I asked him what kind of deal he could make me, and he made me a really good deal on it. And because of the really good deal, I decided to go ahead and get this one. Now, I did buff this knife, polish it up, and sharpen it. And it come out so much prettier than it was when it was sitting there. It was pretty bad. What do you call it? I don't know if cankered is the right word, but you know what I mean when I say a knife gets cloudy, it kind of gets frosted over. This one had that look to it. The first thing we're going to notice is the box. Look at this poor box. What did somebody do to this box? I don't know how you do this to a box. First off, it has been crushed. Second off, this has been ripped out and it's been just about pulverized. Then somebody got the idea that it needed to be stapled, and they put a metal staple in the box. See that right there? Why would you do that? Nevertheless, I have no idea why they did that. After they put the staple in the box, they then proceeded to wrap the box in packing tape around all the corners, as you can see. I mean, this is just plumb crazy. This poor box, I don't know what this box has been through, and I don't know what this box has seen, and I sure don't know how the knife is in such good shape when this has all happened to the box. With all that being said, let us notice some things about this. First off, I don't have any case boxes that look like this, design-wise. Notice here it says Slant Bolster Series, so that'd be new for the collection. I don't have any slant bolsters. Second, you're going to notice it says Genuine Coralon Handle, so I don't have any Coralon knives in the collection. This is just what you would expect. Now, we'll get down to the bottom of this right here, what it says on the back here, shortly. Oh, I forgot to add. Here's a piece of, like, silver duct tape. See that right there? I guess somebody thought put a little bit of that on there, too. I don't even know what it's doing on there, because it don't even go to the end of the box. It's just hilarious, this poor old box. Also, in the process of all the terrible things they did to this poor little box, look at the tag where it ought to say what this knife is. It's completely demolished. Now, I am positive that this is probably the right box because of the slant bolster and the Coralon, but boy, you sure couldn't tell it other than that, because they just demolished this box. Any of y'all out there who buy these knives and you're going to keep the box, sell the knife later, don't do this to your box. All that being said, let's take a look at the knife. Here it is. We'll take a moment of silence for the little peanut. You can see the blue sky and the clouds and the bolsters. Got this beautiful flying squirrel shield, or some call that the bomb shield. Shining brass liners and stainless steel back springs. It's making the camera dark, and I've got it polished so brightly. Look at the back. Isn't that beautiful? Nevertheless, this handle right here is called Coralon. And you can see the coloration on this side has a lot of green, red, brown, orange, yellow, and black in it. I don't see any purple and I don't see any blue. Those are about the only colors that are missing out, I believe. But it's got a real pretty color over here. Now, when we look at this other side of it, we got a whole bunch of green, as you can see over here on the left side. Then we've got like this rose color here in the middle with some orange and green in the center of it. Then we got more green, and then we got more rose colored. And I'm going to try to change my background here, see if this can picture a little clearer. So if you look here, right here where this second patch of green is, there are strips of brown going down through it. It's got all kinds of different colors in it. And it's absolutely beautiful. Both sides look just about completely different. And I don't know which side looks better. I think maybe this side. They both look really great. But this is what Case calls Corelon. That's one thing unique about this peanut, because I don't have any Coralon knives yet. The second thing is going to be the flying squirrel shield, or the bomb shield. I had it before on a slimline trapper with maple burl handles on it, but I traded that knife off, so I'm happy to have another flying squirrel shield in the collection. The other thing is the bolsters. If you'll notice, these are what they call slant bolsters. Normally, a bolster on a Case peanut is vertical. This one is at an angle. So that's pretty interesting to note. We'll do some comparisons here in a little bit. Also, let us note that these handles do not have pins holding them on, if you'll notice. That's kind of interesting. Other than that, let's open this knife right on up here, and we'll take a closer look at it. So the first thing, of course, just like with any other peanut, your main blade is going to be this clip point, as you can see right here. Now it says Premier Edition. Then it has some fancy, I don't think that's a word, I think that's just scroll work. And then it says Rainforest. Then it says 1 of 2,500. These are not numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's just saying that they only made 2,500. That means there's 2,400 and 99 of these running around somewhere besides this one right here. Nevertheless, there we can see the blades, just the classic peanut blade. It's never been used. It's in perfect condition. Like I said, it was really cloudy and it needed a good polish, but as you can see, it polished up absolutely great. So that's your main blade, classic clip blade. Good half stop. And this one has a really, really strong half stop too. Sorry about the camera going blurry there. But then the secondary blade, just like with all the other peanuts, you're getting that classic pin blade that's so good on the peanut. It's got such a good shape to it. It's good stout. It's a good length. It's perfect for most of your tasks. And as you can see again, same story. It's in perfect condition. It's not been used. All that kind of stuff. I did sharpen it up. But nevertheless, it's just in perfect condition. Now, we'll notice on the back here it says USA 9220. The 20 means that this is a peanut pattern. The 2 is a reference to the fact that it's got 2 blades. If you get a single blade peanut, it would be a 91. And then the 9 is a reference to the kind of handle. And this one, like we said, is Coralon. And you can see that this is a stainless steel knife, which is, of course, exactly what we would expect. Now, I didn't know the year of it by looking at the box, because as we said, somebody demolished the poor box and then put a staple in it, then put a silver piece of tape in it, then wrapped it up a whole bunch of times. But nevertheless, it didn't have the date on the box. But we can see by looking at our stamp right here. So this stamp is our 2010 to 2019. And now we count the dots. 1, 2, 3 on the top, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. That means 6. That makes this a 2014 model. So now let's talk about a few reasons why I like this knife and why I wanted to get it. First thing, it's a peanut. I like the peanut a lot. I know I'll carry it and enjoy it. Second thing, I don't have any that are a limited series run where it's printed, especially like printed on the blade. which is kind of neat. That's not a big deal to me, but it is kind of interesting. Second, I don't have any Coralon knives in the collection yet. And as I said before, I did like the flying squirrel shield, and I was kind of wanting another knife with the flying squirrel shield on it. But furthermore, the reason why I wanted to get this one right here, again, was the slanted bolsters. I didn't have a knife with slanted bolsters. But the biggest thing, besides just liking the way it looked and it being a peanut, was on the back of the pin blade here. See how it says 9220? Case has all kinds of different numbers to signify different kinds of handle materials. And I've been more or less somewhat trying to collect the different numbers. I've not been going at it real hard or nothing because it's not a real big deal to me, but I've always thought it would be neat to try to have one of each number. Now, some of their numbers are very specific, like the 3, refers to yellow Delrin, and the 2 refers to black Delrin. Others are not as particular. So these are the ones I got so far. This one right here is a smooth black synthetic handle, so this one is going to be a 2. So there we have our beginning with a 2. That's an 087 medium jackknife. Next we have the classic 3, which is going to signify our yellow Delrin, which is certainly going to be one of the most common to find on case knives. You see right there, it's 3220. So there we've got our 2 signifying black synthetic, and our 3 signifying yellow synthetic. Now 4 can signify different kinds of synthetic. It can be green. I believe there's some blues that were signified by 4. But the most common that you can get all the time is going to be the orange, which is, again, signified by 4, as you can see there, 4220. So there we have our 2, 3, 4. 5, as any big case collector will know, is a stag. Which, of course, stag is a kind of antler and so on. But nevertheless, when you see a 5 on a case knife, you know 2 things. 1, it's stag, and second, it's valuable. 5220. So here's our 5. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 6 is going to be one of your easiest to put into the collection because almost all of Case's bone knives, I reckon, for the most part, are going to be a 6. Some very rare exceptions. This is just a simple old red bone case peanut. But nevertheless, you're going to notice that it's a 6 also. So there's our 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I am including this one in here also. I debated whether to do this, but I am going to because it is a handle from Case, and it's got numbers on it. So next would be this little tiny trapper, which I've shown before, and y'all know this knife. But this is a 6.5 bone stag knife. This is bone, like this red knife. The Case has textured to look like this stag knife, and so instead of calling it 6 or 5, they called it 6.5. And so this one right here needs to be included in our list. But that is a bone stag tiny trapper. After 6.5 comes 7. Now a 7 on a case knife will denote usually a wood handle, and there's some other handles too, but normally it's going to be wood. And this one right here is a maple. This is a 1992 Case 33 pattern Stockman, but this one, as you can see, has the 7 for the maple handles. So we'll put it down right there. Next is 8. A case knife that begins with 8. It's going to be mother of pearl. What about abalone? I don't remember offhand what abalone is signified by. Is it a 1? 1 is the one I don't have yet, but nevertheless, this right here is a 1982 Case sleeve board, and you'll see on the stamp on this one that, well, you know, out of all the mother of pearl knives I've got, this is the worst one I could have picked, because mother of pearl is signified by an 8 on Case knives, and this one right here, for some reason, when Case did the sleeve board, they did not put the full stamp on it. Notice, it ought to be 82079, and they just did 079, so it's not going to show the 8 on this knife. But you'll just have to take my word for it. This knife is officially an 82079, and all of Case's mother of pearl knives, like this one, say we'll have an 8 in front of them unless there's some weird exception at some point, but it is signified by an 8. I do have a toothpick, tiny toothpick, which would be an 810096, I believe, and so on. But nevertheless, mother of pearl is signified by 8, even if Case didn't put it on this sleeve board. I don't know why they didn't do that, but I should have grabbed one of my other mother of pearl knives that actually has the 8 on it. But y'all will just have to take my word for it. If you want to see that, go look up one of the other mother of pearl knives I've got. If it's not a sleeve board, it'll have the full thing on it. And so we've made it to 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5, 7, 8. Why, next would be 9, but I didn't have a 9. This right here is a Coralon peanut. You can see right here, this is a 10. 10 to 20. So that's how we were setting. So we were missing number 1, and we were missing number 9. Well, this Coralon peanut, well, this Coralon peanut that we just picked up today gives us our number 9. You can see it right there. This adds the 9 to the collection. So the only one I'm lacking now is 1. I need to do some more research as to which knives would have a 1 on them, because I don't believe I've actually ever seen a case knife with the 1 on it. I think they're usually more rare or more exotic. Comment down below what y'all know about that. But for the time being, we've got everything 2 all the way up to 10. And so that was another reason why I wanted to add this Coralon peanut into the collection. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think of this Coralon case knife? Now, one thing I will say is I've got to go back to the box. This poor old roughed up box says genuine Coralon handle produced by Frost Cutlery Company under sublicense. So that's not the knife itself, but from the research that I did, Frost owned the name Coralon and the material, and anyways, the case would send their knives to them, and they would somehow, from what I read, pour this in liquid form onto the knife and then craft it. That's why this has no pins, which is so very interesting. And oh, there was this guy, I cannot remember the name, I should have written it down. His name was Michael, I don't remember the last name, but either way, he supposedly, he was more of like a custom knife maker that worked with them evidently, and he helped craft these knives. And so that's the reason why these were done as special editions and cost a little bit more. If y'all remember his name, I can't remember his last name, it was Michael something, comment down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, y'all. Have a good day and keep your knives sharp.